Hey, it's Real Estate Market. Let's talk about what to expect with the spring housing market of 2025. This is what I'm saying. We are still not back to pre-pandemic levels of inventory, meaning that this year we have more houses on the market than we did last year at this time, but it's still not enough to meet buyer demand. It's still very much a seller's market. So that means the buyers now this year have more options than they did last year, but not as many options as they did before the pandemic, which again is keeping a lot of buyers on the sidelines, and that leads into interest rates and pricing. Right now, prices are holding steady with very moderate and conservative growth. So for a buyer, that means if you buy a house right now, the likelihood of you getting slow growth equity is very high. This is again what happened before the pandemic. It was very slow. We would maybe advise clients that over the next 15 or 20 years, your house is going to have a lot of equity. And now that buyers can get back into the market, that's what they should expect. What I'm seeing from the selling side is sellers are still asking a lot of the buyers, even with the current mortgage rate. So sellers' expectations are still top dollar, and buyers are not wanting to meet those expectations. Right now in this market, overpricing a home will mean that your house sits on the market a little bit longer than it probably should. Now moving into interest rates. Interest rates really have started to stabilize over the last couple of months. And while there's been small little micro movements in the interest rates, it hasn't been enough to bring all of these buyers out of the woodwork. So if you're thinking about buying, that is one thing to think about, is right now there's not a ton of competition on the houses that are on the market. But if you wait until interest rates drop, the likelihood of a lot of buyers coming into the market is very high, and now you have more competition. So my advice to sellers is to make sure that when you're listing a property, you're listing it at a very reasonable market price. My advice to buyers right now is that, number one, if your financial house is not in order to purchase a home, I would start working on that. And if you are in a position to buy a home, I would meet with somebody like myself and a mortgage professional to see if that's a good move for you over the long run. This is Real Estate Margot. I can't wait to give you more information. Like and follow for more.